Have you ever wondered why a simple moment, a single choice, or even one specific food can change the way your erection responds the very next day? When a man reaches his 50s or 60s, the body no longer reacts the way it used to, and suddenly the penis seems slower, weaker, or unresponsive in situations where desire is still alive. This is where many men begin to feel the silent pressure of performance, questioning their masculinity, their confidence, and even the future of their intimate life. But what if the real problem is not your desire, not your hormones, and not even your age, but the lack of a very specific nutrient your erection depends on every single day? As a urologist, I have seen this pattern countless times, men believing their weak erection is permanent, when in reality the blood flow inside the penile arteries is simply starving for the right stimulus. Your erection is not just about sex, it is about circulation, vitality, and how quickly your vascular system reacts to what you feed it. And that is why today we are talking about something incredibly powerful. A single food, used correctly, can push your body to release more nitric oxide, open the microchannels inside the penis, and create the strong, full response you thought was lost. This is not magic. This is physiology working in your favor. The truth is that most men over 50 live for years with microinflammation in the arteries, slower blood movement, and reduced sensitivity, and they never connect these silent changes to the weakness they experience during sex. When the blood cannot rush into the penis fast enough, the erection becomes soft, unstable, or disappears halfway. But when you give your body the exact compound it needs, suddenly the reaction is different. Suddenly the penis fills with blood faster, the pressure increases, and the response becomes firm and reliable again. What you are about to discover can shift the way you look at your own sexuality. Before we continue, tell me something. Have you ever experienced a moment where your erection simply did not match your desire? Share your story in the comments. Engage with this content, leave your like, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you do not miss the next insights, because what you will see now can truly surprise you and prepare your mind for the next step, where everything starts to make even more sense as we go deeper into how this transformation begins from inside your body and moves outward in a powerful way. To understand why your erection weakens with age, you first need to understand what is truly happening inside your body long before the problem becomes visible. Most men believe the issue begins in the penis, but the decline actually starts in the arteries, the nerves, and the microscopic layers of smooth muscle responsible for trapping blood during arousal. After the age of 50, these structures begin to lose efficiency, not because your body is failing, but because your daily habits silently reshape the way blood moves through your system. Years of stress, reduced nitric oxide production, subtle hormonal fluctuations, and chronic low-grade inflammation narrow the pathways that once delivered blood with impressive speed. And without that rapid surge of blood, the erection simply cannot rise with the same force. The penis is a vascular organ, and its strength reflects the quality of your circulation. When your arteries stiffen even slightly, the blood takes longer to reach the erectile tissue. What used to take seconds may now take minutes, and in many cases, the blood arrives but does not stay with enough pressure to maintain firmness. This is why even men who still feel desire report that their penis does not respond the way their mind expects. The connection between mental arousal and physical reaction becomes weaker as the internal communication slows down. Another silent factor is endothelial fatigue. The endothelium, the thin lining inside your arteries, is responsible for releasing nitric oxide, the molecule that signals your blood vessels to open. With age, poor diet, lack of movement, or high stress, this lining becomes less responsive. It does not release nitric oxide quickly enough, and as a result, the arteries remain partially constricted even during arousal. It is not that your body does not want to produce a strong erection, it is that the chemical signal arrives late or at a reduced intensity. Hormonal balance also shifts with time. Testosterone may not fall dramatically, but even a slight reduction affects sensitivity, circulation, and energy for sexual activity. Most men do not notice this decline until it begins interfering with intimacy. When the body does not respond as it once did, the mind compensates with tension in anticipation of failure, which tightens the muscles and further reduces blood flow. This creates a loop that reinforces the problem. Yet the most important insight is that these changes are not irreversible. The male body remains highly responsive even in advanced age when it receives the correct biological triggers. Certain nutrients reawaken nitric oxide pathways, relax arterial walls, and restore the speed at which blood enters the penis. That is why a single food, when used correctly, can create noticeable improvement in less than 24 hours. Your system is not broken, it is simply waiting for the right spark to activate processes that have been dormant for too long. And once the spark reaches the bloodstream, the transformation becomes visible in ways that many men no longer believe possible. Now that you understand why the erection weakens over time, we can finally reveal the food that has been helping thousands of older men reclaim firmness, speed, and confidence in less than a day. This is not an exotic supplement, nor a pharmaceutical shortcut. It is a natural ingredient rich in compounds that directly activate the nitric oxide pathway, relax arterial walls, and increase the pressure of blood entering the penile chambers. That food is beetroot, a simple but extremely powerful source of natural nitrates that turn into nitric oxide once they enter your bloodstream. For years, athletes have used beetroot to improve oxygen delivery and physical performance, and the same mechanism that boosts endurance also intensifies the erection response. Beetroot works because its nitrates bypass many of the age-related limitations your body faces. When you eat it, the nitrates are transformed by enzymes in your saliva and bloodstream, creating a surge of nitric oxide that your arteries immediately recognize. This signal tells the vessels to open wider and allow a faster, more abundant flow of blood. In the penis, this means the erectile tissue fills more quickly, with more pressure, and with greater ability to remain engorged. Men who felt their penis respond slowly or inconsistently often notice an almost immediate difference because the body no longer needs to struggle to produce the nitric oxide on its own. Another reason beetroot works so effectively for older men is its impact on endothelial renewal. The compounds inside it help reduce inflammation along the arterial lining, making the endothelium more responsive. When the endothelium softens and relaxes, the arteries are no longer rigid. They bend and expand with ease, allowing blood to travel through narrow passages that were once restricted. It is as if the internal pathways inside the penis regain flexibility and youth, even if the outward signs of aging remain. Beetroot also enhances mitochondrial efficiency, meaning your cells use oxygen more effectively. This may seem unrelated to erections, but it is deeply connected. Erections require rapid energy release. When the body delivers oxygen and nutrients efficiently, the nervous system communicates faster, the smooth muscles react more strongly, and the erection holds with greater stability. Many men describe this sensation as the body waking up again because it restores a level of responsiveness they have not felt in years. What surprises most men is how quickly this food begins working. Unlike testosterone therapy, which takes weeks, or medications that force an artificial response, beetroot offers a natural, physiological boost that aligns with the body's own design. You are not forcing your erection to appear, you are clearing the obstacles that have been slowing it down. And once this pathway is activated, the effects begin layering over time, creating a more reliable reaction with each passing day. Understanding the power of beetroot is only the beginning. What truly determines whether you will see a noticeable improvement by tomorrow is how you use it. Most men think that simply adding a slice or two to their meals is enough, but the body needs a very specific dose and timing to convert the nitrates efficiently and send that surge of nitric oxide through the arteries that feed the penis. The first key is consistency at the moment of consumption. Beetroot works best when eaten on an empty stomach, because the nitrates are absorbed more rapidly without interference from fats or proteins. A single serving, about half a cup of raw or lightly cooked beetroot, is enough to trigger the initial boost in blood flow. For many men, the ideal form is beetroot juice because it delivers a concentrated amount of nitrates that the body can use almost instantly. Another important detail is the preparation. Heating beetroot for too long reduces the nitrate content, weakening the effect. This is why raw beetroot, lightly steamed slices, or cold-pressed juice provide the strongest response. If you choose the juice, drink it slowly, allowing the enzymes in your saliva to begin the conversion process before the liquid reaches your stomach. This step alone enhances nitric oxide production and prepares your arteries to dilate with more intensity. Men who rush through the drink often miss part of this natural activation mechanism, so taking your time makes a noticeable difference. Timing is also essential. Consuming beetroot in the morning can prime your system for the entire day, but many men over 50 notice a stronger impact when it is taken in the late afternoon. At that time, the body is naturally preparing for rest, blood vessels are more responsive, and the nitric oxide surge aligns with the hormonal rhythm that supports arousal. If your goal is to see results tomorrow, the best window is about 2 to 3 hours before your typical evening meal. This gives your circulatory system enough time to react, open the microchannels inside the penis, and build the pressure needed for a firm response. To enhance the effect even further, pair beetroot with water. Hydration increases plasma volume, allowing blood to travel through the arteries with less resistance. Many men underestimate how dehydration alone can weaken an erection. When the blood is thicker, it moves more slowly and fills the erectile chambers with difficulty. By combining beetroot with proper hydration, you create an environment in which the bloodstream can carry nitric oxide efficiently, accelerating the improvement you feel in less than 24 hours. When used correctly, this food becomes more than a simple ingredient. It becomes a biological signal, a reminder to your arteries that they still remember how to function with power and speed. With each serving, you help reawaken a pathway that may have been dormant for years, and the effects begin to build with remarkable consistency. Once beetroot enters your bloodstream, a fascinating chain of reactions begins, and these next 24 hours can reveal more about your body than months of guessing or worrying about weak erections. The first change happens silently in your endothelial cells, the inner lining of your arteries. As nitrates transform into nitric oxide, the endothelium relaxes almost immediately, releasing tension that may have been building for years. This relaxation is what allows the arteries to widen, making it easier for blood to flow toward the pelvic region without hitting the usual resistance caused by age, stiffness, or inflammation. Even if you do not feel anything at this moment, the groundwork for a stronger erection is already forming. Within a few hours, circulation becomes noticeably more efficient. Blood that once moved slowly now travels with greater speed and smoother pressure. Men often describe this as a sense of warmth in the lower abdomen or a subtle increase in energy. This is not a placebo. It is your vascular system rediscovering the flexibility it once had. The penis depends entirely on this process. Without rapid blood entry, there is no firmness, no stability, and no sustained erection. As the nitric oxide level rises, the erectile tissue becomes more responsive, meaning it fills more easily and stays full for longer. Another key transformation happens in the smooth muscle fibers inside the penis. These fibers are responsible for trapping blood once it arrives. When they relax properly, the chambers expand, creating the space and pressure needed for a strong erection. However, when the body lacks nitric oxide, these muscles stay partially contracted, making it difficult to achieve or maintain firmness. Beetroot interrupts this cycle by opening those pathways again. Over the next several hours, the smooth muscles regain their natural responsiveness, and the penis begins to react to stimulation with greater readiness. By the end of the day, many men notice quicker arousal signals. This is because nitric oxide does not only influence blood flow, it also affects nerve sensitivity. When the nerves in the pelvic region receive more oxygen, they transmit signals more efficiently. Touch becomes more noticeable, desire becomes stronger, and the connection between mind and body becomes smoother. Some men describe this as a forgotten spark returning, a level of intimacy their body had not delivered in years. All of these reactions continue overnight. While you sleep, your body uses the increased oxygen delivery to repair vascular tissue, strengthen neural pathways, and reset hormonal rhythms. Morning erections may become firmer or appear more consistently, not because of a miracle, but because your circulatory system is finally functioning with the precision it was designed for. Within 24 hours, the penis has already received more blood support than it has in a long time, and the foundation for tomorrow's improvement is set. As the body begins responding to beetroot and its powerful nitrate-driven effects, the next step is reinforcing these improvements through simple daily habits that keep your erection strong without depending on medication. What most men do not realize is that the circulatory system thrives on repetition. The more consistently you support the arteries, the easier it becomes for them to deliver blood to the penis with speed and pressure. One of the most effective reinforcements is hydration. Drinking enough water throughout the day keeps your blood thin, allowing it to move freely through the vessels and fill the erectile chambers without strain. Thick, sluggish blood is one of the hidden enemies of strong erections, and correcting this alone can elevate your performance noticeably. Movement also plays a major role. You do not need intense workouts or long gym sessions. What your arteries need is stimulation. A short walk of 10 to 15 minutes improves endothelial function, wakes up the leg arteries that support pelvic circulation, and increases oxygen delivery to the tissues that control sexual response. Gentle stretching of the hips and lower back also promotes blood flow to the pelvic floor, an area closely tied to the firmness and stability of your erection. These movements are simple, accessible, and highly effective for men over 50, whose circulation often slows due to long periods of sitting. Breathing exercises add another layer of reinforcement. Deep, slow breaths activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for sexual arousal. When this system is active, the vessels relax naturally, making it easier for the penis to fill with blood. Rapid or shallow breathing, often caused by stress or anxiety, has the opposite effect, tightening the vessels and limiting blood flow. By taking a few minutes each day to breathe deeply, you help counteract one of the most common but overlooked obstacles to a strong erection. Nutrition can also amplify the effect of beetroot. Foods rich in antioxidants, such as berries, dark leafy greens, and citrus fruits, support nitric oxide production and reduce inflammation inside the arteries. Healthy fats from nuts, olive oil, and avocados improve hormone absorption, which indirectly influences libido and sensitivity. When your diet includes these supportive foods, the body maintains a more stable environment for consistent erectile performance. Finally, sleep remains one of the most powerful natural enhancers of sexual health. During deep sleep, the body repairs vascular tissue, stabilizes testosterone levels, and resets the brain signals responsible for arousal. Poor sleep disrupts every aspect of erection quality, from nerve response to blood flow. By protecting your nightly rest, you amplify every benefit created by beetroot and the changes happening inside your bloodstream. With these daily reinforcements, the improvements you experience do not fade, they compound. Each small habit strengthens the next, creating a reliable foundation for sustained potency and vitality that aligns with the natural rhythms of your body. With all these elements working together, the path to a stronger, more reliable erection becomes clearer and easier to follow. Beetroot provides the immediate spark, opening the vascular pathways that may have been restricted for years. Your daily habits reinforce the spark, helping the arteries stay responsive, the nerves stay alert, and the penile tissue regain the pressure it needs to perform with confidence. What many men discover as they apply these steps is that their body was never incapable, it simply needed the right sequence of natural triggers to reactivate a process that aging tries to silence. As circulation improves and sensitivity returns, intimacy begins to feel less like an effort and more like a natural expression of energy that your body has been waiting to release. Consistency is what transforms this experience from a temporary improvement into a lasting change. Each day you support your nitric oxide production, hydrate your bloodstream, move your body, and fuel it with foods that reduce inflammation, you create a stronger foundation for performance. Over time, these efforts reshape the internal environment that controls your erection, making it easier for blood to rush in, easier for pressure to build, and easier for the response to remain firm when you need it most. The transformation becomes something you feel not just during sex, but throughout your entire life: more energy, more vitality, more confidence. And as this process unfolds, something else happens. You begin to reconnect with yourself. You recognize that potency is not just a physical response, it is a reflection of how well your body is being supported. When you give it what it needs, it responds in ways that remind you of your strength, your presence, and your ability to experience pleasure without fear or hesitation. That sense of control and renewal is what truly changes the experience for men over 50 who believe they could no longer reclaim this part of their lives. If you reached this point, it means you are committed to understanding your body and improving your health from the inside out. That alone already places you ahead. So take a moment to stay connected with this journey. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you do not miss the next insights that build on everything you learned here. Leave a comment saying this message was for me so I know you followed this guide with intention. And if the content added clarity, strength, or hope to your day, give your like so this conversation continues reaching the men who need it. There is a video right here that deepens the next step of this process, so click and continue with me. Your progress is only beginning, and your body is ready for what comes next.